Dr. Antigoni Komodiki is the Chief Executive Officer and board member of Junior Achievement Cyprus, a member of JA Worldwide, the largest organization promoting entrepreneurship, financial literacy, and workforce readiness among children and youth. With a strong background in education, having taught for 17 years, she has led numerous initiatives fostering innovation and entrepreneurship, including coordinating award-winning Erasmus Plus projects. Her doctoral research focuses on developing environmental science agency through environmental entrepreneurship programs. Recognized for her impact, she was named Woman of the Year in 2023 in Innovation as the MF Awards, and in 2024, she received the IVLP Community Impact Award for the Young Female Leaders Program, which empowers young women in leadership. She is currently serving as the chair of the Board of Executives and a board member of JA Europe. Driven by a deep commitment to social justice, Dr. Komodiki envisions a society where every young person, regardless of their background, circumstances, and resources, has equal access to opportunities that can shape their future. Her work is guided by the belief that true progress occurs when support, education, and empowerment are extended intentionally to those who have less or who lack access altogether. Through her leadership, she advocates for inclusive programs that break down barriers, cultivate potential, and ensure that all youth can participate fully and meaningfully in the economy and in society. Antigoni, welcome to the Future Makers podcast.
Nice to meet you. Thank you very much for the invitation.
Of course. And I'd like to start where I start with all my interviewees, and that is from the beginning. One of my favorite philosophers says that we live life forwards, but we understand it backwards. How does that apply to your life, especially looking back at your early years?
That's a very nice question. Truth is that I followed a career that I never wanted because it just came into my path. I had a dream of studying in the United States. Unfortunately, the financials of my family were not this strong. So I was claiming different scholarships, which in the end I didn't manage to get. And all of a sudden, when I was at the last class of the Lyceum, there was no other, option from those that back then, 25 years ago, I had in front of me. So I decided to follow the career of a teacher because the society was telling me that this is the best career for a woman. Isn't it? You finish at 1, you go home, you take care of your kids, you do all these things that the society, especially the Cypriot society, asks you to be. So I followed this career. It was also an unwritten rule that best students are following the teacher profession. I went there. It was not what I wanted, but in the end, it made me a much better person. Because working with kids always makes you better.
Yeah.
You see the real value in things. You see the substance. You do not just follow the money, or you do not really care about how you look. It's what you offer to them, how you make them think, what mindsets you create. So it's what teacher is not a profession. Teacher is, let's say, it's a role that makes kids explore, question, criticize. So they create the future residents of a country, the future citizens. So this is how a forced decision made me be who I am today.
What was the career path that you were trying to push towards before you went into teaching?
I was very good in economics, accounting, mathematics. They were my passion. So I thought, as usually most of the students, when they are good in a specific lesson, they think that this is what I should do. And I wanted to be, to study something with economics and mathematics. Maybe data analyst, maybe actuarial. The degrees that I was applied for, it was accounting, finance, and mathematics. You know that in the United States you can follow like bigger degrees, and then you focus in the last year.
Yeah, you kind of go a little bit more general, and then you kind of specialize as the years kind of go by.
You have majors, minors, this kind of stuff. And
do you think that's a kind of a good education path to go through? I think
now it's always a good one.
Yeah.
I mean, economics is always fashion.
Yeah.
And especially now with all this development in Cyprus, and especially in my town, Limassol, with the forex companies and trading, I think whenever we want it or not, it's the future. Yeah. It's how we see economy to be developed, and where our economy stands is one of the pillars of our economy. So it is a good path as long as you like it and you enjoy it. I always say that for you, because I usually speak to young people, to follow a career, you need to like it. Otherwise, you can never be good in what you do. If you love it, if you have passion for it, it's different. You know, you don't feel like working.
Yeah. You mentioned how teachers have this special position of being like they have a special role to play in the lives of the young people. They're like the space for these people to kind of grow and develop, and your role is very much to help that along. Who were like the teachers and the mentors in your life that you felt had a lot of influence into the person that you became
today? Okay. As I told you, I was aiming for the United States, which I didn't manage. I only found out when I was at the middle of my last year in school. So it was very hard for me. Yeah. As I wasn't studying for the national exams, I had only my GCEs and TOEFL and all these extra exams as I was a public school student. And all of a sudden, around February, I found myself in not knowing where to go. If I had the time to start all over and be prepared for the national exams that were starting in June, I only had 4 months. So I had this amazing teacher. She passed away, unfortunately. But I went to her. I said, Miss Eleni, I am in this position. I have to go for the national exams. And I will never forget. She told me the exact thing that I needed to hear. You are fully ready. You are amazing. You need to study a bit because you've missed a lot of things that we have done this year, as I was not focused on that. But I'm sure you can make it. You can do whatever you want. You know, this empowerment and this trust that you need from that person you admire, and you want them to tell you that you are good enough. So she went home, and the next day she came to me with like 3 folders, and she said, look, I'm going to be here for you. You have these folders. You study, and whatever you need, I'm here for you. And she was giving me extra lessons while at school alone. So she's my role model, and I will never forget how she supported me in this. And this is why I say the role of the role of teachers is much different.
Mm-hmm.
Is you need to be a little bit of a mom, a little bit of a guide, a little bit of a coach, a little bit of a grandmother sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, you need to also be professional. In what sense? You shall be all these things, but at the same time, you shall be focused on your work.
Mm-hmm.
Not to leave other things and other emotions that you have for the students to take you away from what you need to do.
Yeah, sometimes you have to make very tough decisions to teach those in your care, the right path.
And very urgent decision. I read somewhere, that a teacher needs to take, 100 decisions per minute, something like that. I don't remember exactly the numbers, but you're not alone. You have 25 people in front of you, personalities, that each one of them is asking you something.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to take decision every single minute, every single moment. And the profession of a teacher is very tough. And since I left 10 years ago, I'm saying that there is no hardest profession than a teacher.
Yeah. It's very true. Like what you were saying, they have so many multiple roles. And then you think about what if there's an emergency? Like we've got like earthquakes, fires. They also have to take the position of, keeping the safety of the children and making decisions based on even things that they may not know. But, drawing from experience, drawing from this care that they have for the students. It is one of the hardest professions.
They are in pain. A lot. I mean, a lot of kids every day have issues, mental issues, problems that they bring from home.
Yeah.
And you need to be there for them. You need to be their psychologist.
Mm-hmm.
For those that they don't have a man, you need to be their mom.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking, of course, for primary school, which is my place where I was for 17 years. And you need to also see behind their eyes, behind the words, behind what they say.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be very χάσα τη λέξη. Προσεκτικός, how do you say?
Careful.
You need to be very careful with them, because sometimes a child may have gone through very difficult times. And if the teacher doesn't notice, nobody will notice. So it's your role is very, very relevant and very crucial for the kids to grow in safety and, of course, to be educated.
That's very true. Let's talk about just the environment or maybe the sector of education here in Cyprus. It is very, at least in Cyprus, it's very woman-dominated role. I think, as you mentioned, there is a lot of push, strong encouragement for more women to kind of take the roles of teachers. Looking back at my years, I do feel I had a lot more female teachers than male teachers. What was it like? What was your experience as a teacher?
It is like this. Yeah. Most of the schools have 80%, especially primary schools, 80% women, which is okay. It's okay, but again, it comes from the stereotype that a woman should finish work at noon so she can go home for her family. It is, I think, fully stereotypical, because I would never say that a woman teacher is better than a man teacher. In my experience and from what I saw, they are both, the gender doesn't
play a role or
define. So the gender is not something that defines if you are a good teacher.
Mm-hmm.
So what defines is, of course, the personality. My experience, from my experience, there are good teachers, there are bad teachers, there are teachers who care, teachers who do not care. But the majority of them, they really care for their work.
Mm.
So as in every career, there are some good, some not very good, some bad.
Yeah.
But in the teaching profession, if I would stand only at the academic part, maybe 95% of them are very good because they used to be the best students. To pass the exam, you needed to be very good. Now, in terms of caring, that's a personal thing, how much you care. You may care a lot or you may care less. But in the end, is how you overcome these personality issues and you're a professional in the class.
Yeah, and you do your job right by those you are serving, which is the young generation. So you left the teaching profession, and why was that? What kind of led to the decision
to leave? Okay. Generally in public sector, in Cyprus, it is not who makes the work better. It's, in most of the times, not always, is who you know, who is supporting you. I don't want to go very deep in this, but it's something that is killing the profession. And also the way that you're getting promotions, who evaluates you and why and how is very problematic. I know that the minister has come with a new framework for evaluation of the teachers. She was trying for 3 years to have it passed from the teachers. The teachers did not accept. That the teachers, they have a very strong union and they take decisions collectively, which is great. It's very important that you have a union of people of the specific sector, and you know that whatever happens, they're always there for you. But sometimes this delays progress because you need a lot of discussions for many years. They are not agile, let's say. However, the evaluation of the teachers is a very problematic issue in the public school, which I hope that with the new system, the new framework, it will be solved and that teachers will not feel that they are not evaluated correctly. Yeah. So this is the reason I left is I would never see a promotion in the public system. Maybe when I was 55, imagine that I was working since I was 21. It's like I said, to be a teacher, you need to be very focused on your work. You cannot do a lot of other things, especially if you're a public employee. You cannot have other business.
Yeah.
The law.
Yeah, is very strict around
It's very strict on that. I wanted to do my own things, but being a public employee, I couldn't. It depends on what character you are and what personality you are, what gives you joy. So, of course, teaching was giving me a lot of joy, but it was after 15 years I was at this sector, I said, I need a change.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of character, of where you want to see yourself. And I don't mean that now I'm higher than when I was a teacher. It's not that. It's how much you can compromise with doing the same things for many years.
Yeah. That's right.
The new path that I followed in junior achievement and in all the other things that I'm doing, I find a lot of joy. And because I'm deeply curious person, I want to do a lot of different things throughout my life. I'm not happy with doing just one thing. And apart from my role at junior achievement, I do so many other
100
things.
other things.
Yeah, I do a lot. And I'm always tired. Sometimes people are telling me, you're always tired. Why don't you stop some of the things you're doing? But for example, when I do the young female leaders and I see all this joy and all this impact, then now I applied for doing the young female leaders in Paphos. And although I'm full and I really need some time to rest, if I get the approval, I will do it. Because I will think of the impact that I will have to young girls of that area. And especially in closed societies, they have more issues. Women have more issues. I would like to go to these closed societies, smaller societies, and empower them. And sometimes I say, if I don't do it, then who?
Yeah.
Because I got all this education from my organization when I was still at school, from all the extra activities that I was doing. And I got this IVLP award. And I went to the United States for 3 weeks.
Can you just describe what
it was?
Yeah.
Just to finish with, of course, I can say a lot about it. It was a fabulous experience.
Yeah.
And I would like to thank the United States Embassy for that, because maybe it was the most fabulous, exciting experience of my life. Just to let you know that after that, I felt it as a responsibility to train other kids, women, in overcoming the barriers, break the glass ceiling, speak up for their rights, for their wishes, fight for their dreams. And I'm always saying, if not me, then who? I got this experience, I got these programs, I got this education. And if I don't do something, who is going to do it? So I take responsibility for things, which sometimes are not my responsibility, but I'm that kind of person. So about the IVLP, I have been working with the United States Embassy for many, many years through junior achievement. And then one day I received this email that we have selected you to be our next International Visitor Leadership Program participant. And you will go to the United States to be empowered and educated in women entrepreneurship. It was the greatest gift anybody could give me. I was working like a lot of years, but I never received something that big. So it was 3 weeks in 2023 with another 15 women from different countries of the world. How they select you, you are not applying. They are nominating you because they have experienced the impact you have in your society, in your community. So all these women, they were selected in the same way. And we found each other in Washington, D.C. Today, 3 years later, we speak a lot, very often, not as much as we want because we are all super busy. But what we did there for 21 days, we visited 5 different states. And we visited from vulnerable women centers, from businesses, from governmental and ministries. We even visited the Department of State. We have been to organizations who are educating women on startupping, how to start their business, on women investors, on different common spaces that support women in different kinds, from creating their own startups, from professional development to marketing, communications, impact and different other initiatives. So all these experiences that we had, I would say that it came with a lot of appreciation from me, but also with a lot of responsibility. Because when you see what other countries are doing, you come back to Cyprus, where we are, I'm laughing, but I should cry. The last in Europe in the Equality Index. Our commissioner says it's becoming better. And I believe her, of course. I have huge respect for her. But even considering the fact that we're getting better, we are far behind what it would make an equal opportunity society. So it came to me as a huge responsibility. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. I enjoy it. And when you see your impact, even with all the efforts and all the advocacy and all the time that you take from your family to do all these things, you feel happy.
Yeah. There's a lot of things I kind of want to unpack from that. But let's start with kind of like talking about Cyprus. What you've called it a very closed society. You've mentioned that we have so many problems, especially when it comes to gender equality. What are you seeing? Paint us a picture of what the role of young women are, what we young women are struggling with, what we young or older, what are we seeing within like this women's spaces?
I was more optimistic in the past. I mean,
That's not very good to hear.
If you compare the percentage of women in the parliament 5 years ago and now, it's half. So even if we are trying a lot, even if we put lots of personal time to this, because I'm not alone, of course. There are lots of women, plus the Office of the Commissioner, plus a lot of women organizations, BPW and IPFEM. Even if we are doing so hard work, the numbers are going down. You can see representation in the municipalities, like nothing. I don't know, maybe 7%, 3%, I don't remember. I think it's only 2 out of 27, the mayors, the women mayors. In the parliament, 14%. In Europe Parliament, 0. Where else should I look? In business centers, 75%, 85% business leaders, business CEOs are men. So the thing is, even with all this advocacy, we are at the same level and below. I am generally an optimistic person. And I'm not an optimistic who just waits to see results. I'm an optimistic person who does. I am a doer. Whatever I visualize, I do. I do not expect other people to do things for me. So I'm going in there at the very exact point of where we should be, and I fight for this. The problem is, in general, the culture of Cyprus is so much behind in these things. And women think that, for example, women should support women. Women should vote for women. But why? I mean, in the centers that we discuss women topics, there are never men. But you cannot bring the change alone.
No.
You need men in this discussion. You need men to promote change, to promote, the most problematic thing is the time that our schools close. If the schools close at 1 o'clock, unlike any other European country, no other country in Europe, in no other country, the schools are closing at 1 o'clock. So the mom, especially the mom, because of the stereotypical situation we found ourselves in Cyprus. So the mom should be there at 1 o'clock to pick their kids to go home. Who's going to take care of the kids? So even from that, which it seems that it's a small thing, but it's a very big thing. After I left the public sector and I was working a normal working hours, like until 5. You know how many people they told me, what does your husband says that you are not there? Like I was there for 17 years, I was picking my kids, and suddenly it was not good to the eyes of people and to their mindsets that I was not available anymore at 1 o'clock. I heard this like hundreds of times. And at the beginning I was answering and I was fighting, but now I just ignore. You cannot put yourself all the time in this fighting and talking. You keep your energy for better things.
Exactly. And yet they're also the bosses who then say, yeah, but we can't hire you because you have to leave at 1 o'clock. So it's kind of like, well, what would you want?
I understand the employers.
Yeah.
The problem is the government, the
system,
the laws that we have. They need to change if we want to help women achieve equality. I'm not sure when this is going to come. I don't know if you have you hosted the commissioner?
Oh, she is coming on.
No.
Yeah.
She will tell you a lot more than me about this. She is very educated in these things and she knows exactly where we stand as a society. She's doing a lot of things. I mean, I have been, believe it that I didn't know her before she becomes a commissioner, but I was following her work. And when she became the commissioner, I was happy. I said, maybe you can achieve something now.
Yeah.
But I work for things. I'm not very optimistic when the system is going to change. And the culture.
And the culture. And
which is much more difficult than the system. Because you can change the system, but the culture, takes lots of time. Hundreds of years to change the culture in certain things.
Of course. And if they're not implementing what the system is trying to achieve, what are you going to do? You're just going to be hitting a brick wall, aren't you? Let's talk about the Junior Achievement Awards. How did you come across it and what led you to bring it to Cyprus?
JA, I love Junior Achievement. The way we work, this is how schools should work. Experientially, competitions, real life engagement, bridges with society, with the community, bridges with the parents, with the business, with the civil society, with other stakeholders. Junior Achievement is like a model of how schools should operate, bringing together all these people that I have mentioned and all these stakeholders. Because in there, when the kids are adopting a role and they become a journalist, a writer, a business person, a marketeer, a researcher. Whatever they do, in this role that they have taken on, they find themselves. And this is the greatest gift we can give them. So Junior Achievement was founded in 2011, just 1 year after the big recession of Cyprus, the crisis, the financial crisis. And people realized that we need people not just with knowledge, but people with skills. Skills that would make them problem solvers in the future, risk takers, responsible, active. We need people with these competencies to be able to create a better Cyprus for us and potentially a better world. Not just Cyprus, because now the world is we are so international. You cannot only think about Cyprus. So it was founded in 2011. It started their work in 2013. In 2015, I joined because I had an Erasmus project in my school. So I invited Junior Achievement CEO back then to visit us and train us. So she came at the school, she brought her team, she brought a new program that my school back then in Limassol, we piloted, the More Than Money program, which is still going on. It's a financial literacy program for year 6 in primary school. Lovely. And on that very moment, when I saw the impact of entrepreneurship to my students, I realized that this is something that it combines financials, which it used to be my passion, what I liked, what I was good at, to education, where I found myself in 2015. So what I did, I started being part of the organization as a volunteer, as a mentor, as a teacher. And in 2017, I started working for a couple of hours. I was still at school. And I started working in order to support JA in their communication with the ministry, because I knew how the ministry was working and the curriculum and how the teachers think and all of that. So they opened the CEO position and they hired me to take this role. And since then, it's almost, now it's 9 years. It has been amazing. I learned a lot, much more than I gave. I received so much things from this organization, from how you build a team. When I started, we were 3 people, now we are 10. To the different international experiences, conferences, and everything that led to my to me applying, nominating myself for the chairwoman of the Board of Executives position last October.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's a nice role. You see how, not only in Cyprus, how we operate, but you also see how we operate in all the countries in Europe. I have very often frequent discussions with the CEOs of the other countries, which is great because I learn a lot from them. And in this organization, you always receive much more than you give. It's a lovely organization to be part of. And with the Board of Executives, we meet 3 times a year, and we try to make the network even more qualitative. We try to give quality education. We try to hear what each country faces, confronts, and try to be there for all of them. So it's like a collective way of solving our problems. And even for myself, a lot of times I have turned to the previous chairs of the board when I needed something. And with that hat, I'm also a board member of the JA Europe board. We had our meeting last week. And also from there, you really understand how professional, big professional educational organizations are working. And for me, it's like a school. I work a lot for that, but I believe it contributes a lot to my professional development.
And talking of professional development, you were given this leadership role, which previously, as a teacher, yes, you are a leader, especially within the classroom. But I'm guessing it was very different to be given like the role of the CEO and to kind of lead a team of non-children. What was it like stepping into the role?
It was not easy.
Yeah.
The truth is that I have been studying a lot for that. I have explored deeply what was happening the last 10 years. I checked on previous chairs. I was asking a lot of questions. I really wanted to understand what are the needs. And I did something that it has never happened before. And this was a bottom-up approach. I created the space for all the 40 CEOs of JA Europe to discuss with them about their national circumstances. What is going on in every single office in Europe. This gave me like 60 hours of interviews, deep interviews, which I analyzed, and I gave it as a report to JA Europe. And from there, we had like 30 follow-up points. For example, just to let you know, what are the priorities of the network? And are they aligned? What are the challenges that each office face? For example, there is a need for a more structured education and training for the employees of JA Europe, of JA in Europe, about how to fundraise. You know that we are a fund, private and public funds organization. We need to fundraise every year in order to achieve our goals. And we are non-profits, of course. What may stay, what may treated as a net profit, it always stays to the organization to support our cause. But it came up that people need support and training in fundraising. Also, it came up that we should put teachers first. What I was mentioning earlier about the hard work of the teacher, it's also a matter in every single country of Europe. Because teachers have been, they are a bit left behind. And JA would like to empower them more, to give them more, to motivate them more. So we are creating schemes in order to give opportunities to teachers to travel, to grow, but also some luxury, if I could use that. Sometimes, for example, in JA, a team wins, kids take the presents, teacher nothing. But the teacher has been working harder than everyone. So since, I think 6 years ago, I put that we also give a gift to teacher, not only to kids. That's a very small. Somebody could laugh, but it's something, you know. So we have been come up with 30 follow-up points. Some we have started because this we took the decisions in the 5th of February when I had them in Cyprus, the Board of Executives. And since then, we are trying with the senior leadership of JA Europe of how we are bringing change. And I'm very happy for that. I would like to leave my mark in terms of when you take a role, you need to do. We are, and here in Cyprus, sometimes we are used to people who take chairs without doing anything. And this is not good.
No.
And I'm very fond of the people who share their impact in the social media. It matters.
It does.
I would like to know from the position you are, what you are doing. And this is a reason I share a lot of my work, because I want to inspire people. And then I want to highlight that if you work and you share your work, the next one who will take that position should do at least the same. Otherwise, if you cover it, if nobody knows, this is not a show, you know. We do not share to show for what. Those who don't work, they say that the others who share are doing this for the show, to show off. But you put the level a bit higher, so the next one would work a little bit more, and the next one a little bit more, and this is how we achieve impact. This is not personal. This is a collective effort. And from everything you see on social media, of course, I do not do anything myself. I have a great team to whom I owe everything. My senior operations manager, Emily Sotiriou, Elena Kofu, my senior European programs manager, and all my team, the officers who are working hard every day. They travel all around Cyprus in order to achieve results.
Yeah.
And I'm very proud of my team. I think they deserve the best. Whenever they go in the future, either if they stay with us or if they go somewhere else, they will thrive.
Yeah. And I think what you're mentioning, being transparent and also visibility, is so important. I think we earlier talked about, role models, especially for young people. I mean, yes, it's very good. It's very important to share what you're doing, to, push those in similar positions to also work harder for similar causes. But I think also for the young generation to actually see who are the role models in society and to kind of go towards them. One of the problems of not having women in, governmental positions or any leadership position, it's that it doesn't give the next generation that drive to want to believe that they can also achieve that. If they don't see anybody being anybody like them being represented, like, wow, will they want to actually, even believe in the idea that they can also achieve that? And you are, in all the work that you do, you are bringing that role model to them. And it's very inspirational to see that, you're not doing anything for like the social media glam. You are just doing what you love. And I could tell by what you are saying that you are doing what you love. Can you share what kind of role model you would like to be for the young generation, and what are the values that you kind of want to inspire them to also try to develop in themselves?
I want young people to fight for social justice. I don't believe it exists. We are in a good position in Cyprus. However, there are lots of things happening behind the scenes that we do not know. And we need to fight for the migrants, the vulnerable, the only parents. If I go to my young people, the dropouts, the homeless, the unattended kids, kids that are, kids that are coming alone in this country, they should be our priority.
Yeah.
Because imagine how difficult it is for a parent to put their kid into a boat to cross the Mediterranean. So that's just one thing that is happening here. There is lots of violence. There is lots of low socioeconomic background, excellent students, that they do not have the capacity, the financial capacity to follow their dreams. So I want young people to fight for them. If you're strong, you need to fight for the others. Strong people raise others. They support others.
Yeah.
You are not strong to make others feel more vulnerable or more small. You need them to, if you go up, you have to push them to come up with you. So if I could say in one sentence, what is my priority? That would be active citizens, agents of change who fight for social justice. This is something that it really matters to me.
Yeah. And what do you mean by fight?
It's not coming easy.
No.
It's not an easy. If it was easy, everybody would do it,
Yeah.
Good things are hard to do. And equality, social justice are very hard things to achieve, because people are very, there is this ego that drives our decisions. And sometimes we forget that we only come for a couple of years in this life and we will live. We think that we will live 10 lives and we gather things and money for no reason, if you ask me. So yes, you have to fight for these things. It's not an easy thing.
Do you think we are too comfortable today? I think one of the biggest arguments I'm hearing is that a lot of young people who are in a maybe a little bit more socioeconomic position, they are just too comfortable, and that they are not experiencing enough discomfort in order to help develop their character. Is this kind of what you are seeing? And maybe this is why there is not enough fight in them?
I do see this exact situation that you describe, but for myself, it's the families that we need to blame. Because people my age have been through difficult times. It was not easy. It was like 40 years ago when we were growing up, Cyprus was so much different. So the parents now, they are better financially, in a better financial position, and they believe that they should offer everything ready to their kids. They don't leave them to struggle for anything. Not even being good at their lessons, the most simple thing. I was working since I was 14 years old. I don't know how many people they work now. I'm sure there are some. But we are trying to give them ready solutions. We do not leave them to hurt. I also see a lot in junior achievement. When they don't win, the kids never say anything. The parents come to us and they shout and they are complaining and they say that we are not fair. And believe me, this is very soft that I'm saying now. I have been, the last 10 years, I have been through very bad situations with parents. They do not want to see their kids failing. This is not a failure, of course, but this is how they treat it. They treat it as a failure. Instead of being happy that their kids have been through the most amazing program in the world, they only see the result. Not the experience. And it's again a matter of mindset and how Cypriots are complaining about everything. That's a culture thing.
Yeah.
I hope it will change in the future, or maybe it started, I don't know. But giving everything ready to the kids, you do not help to build their character.
No. So what is the kind of future you're building towards? I know you're not very optimistic, but...
No, I am optimistic and I'm fighting for that. But if I go and see just the numbers, I think we're fighting and the change is coming very slow.
Yeah.
And this is also an issue because are you aware of what we call quick wins? If you fight and fight and fight, I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about several people who are doing different things, different civil society organizations. If you do not see results, sometimes you will quit,
Yeah.
So you need to be there and see these quick wins to see the results. The good thing about my job is that I see the impact on the kids. And this is huge to me. When I see a student coming to our programs and doesn't know how to speak, and then all of a sudden it goes on stage and it presents like a professional. So this is a quick win for me. I go home and I'm happy, as I said before. But if the numbers keep staying low compared to what you want to achieve, that's not a good thing. You miss your motivation sometimes, etc. But in what I would like to see in our society, it's a society that people care more, not for themselves. We take this for granted. People care for the animals, for the other people, for their nature, for their community. This is what I would like to see. That people of Cyprus are proud for who they are and support each other to go further. The problem is that the atmosphere in Cyprus with all these scandals doesn't help.
No.
This makes young people quit, and especially with the last big scandals that we are dealing these days, it's becoming very dangerous to myself, to me, to my mind. Because media are having their clicks, they're happy. And politicians are also having their views, they're happy. But is somebody caring about young people who are at home and they are watching this deformation, I would say, about values, about πώς λες τους θεσμούς,
Oh gosh.
institutions, about institutions, about the law, about the government, about the ministers, about the judges,
about truth in general.
about truth. I am wondering the last couple of weeks what is true and what is a lie. Imagine how big this is in a young person's mind. So I'm really worried about how our young people perceive this situation and what the result will be in the future, about their connection to the society and to the institutions and to the law. Because we see lots of people going into the schools and ruin things.
Yeah.
But if I was a young person, I may have done the same because I'm exhausted from what I see on TV and what I read about my country. So I understand the young people.
Yeah.
we are now experiencing the last couple of years a very problematic situation in Cyprus. That people lose faith, young or old or whatever, it doesn't matter. They lose faith, and we are trying to rediscover what is Cyprus.
Yeah.
And how do we want the world to know us? What is the name, the brand we would like to have outside Cyprus?
Exactly.
Because when I go and I speak about my country outside of it, I don't take very good impressions.
No.
And I'm feel deeply sorry about this.
And it's not a good feeling to feel ashamed for the place that you call home and that you are trying to make an impact in. It is it's sad. It doesn't give you, hope to build or that energy to build if it feels like whatever you're building is just not being seen. It's not encouraging.
It's not. We will keep fighting.
We will keep fighting because
we will still work to change things. I hope we will just put a little bit of our small stone in this change. And let's hope so that the future will be better.
Well, I want to end on a little bright note. And I want to just ask a very, very simple question. What was the most impactful feedback you've received from one of your young persons going through one of the programs that you were organizing? What was something that you heard that really made you feel warmth and a little bit of hope for the future?
No. I cannot recall just one because what it keeps me going is this feedback from the students. It inspires me. I really understand where I find my motivation, and it is in this feedback. But one case that I would like, one person that I would like to mention is our national coordinator, Nicolas Pandelis. It's the JA alumni national coordinator because we have an alumni group.
Yeah.
Nicolas said that junior achievement changed my life. I came here and I couldn't speak, and now I represent JA alumni in conferences. So you can see how this adds to their self-esteem, self-confidence, and in every activity they are taking throughout the day.
Yeah.
So this is not just one thing. It's many things. I receive messages. Miss, you changed my life. Young people are personalizing this. It's not personal, of course. It's not me. It's the whole team. And also my program coordinators are receiving messages from the kids about how impactful is our work. But every day we are trying to really find where each student has a vulnerability or a limitation and go for it. If we see that many students face the same issue, next year we are going to create a training for this. We are going to give them opportunity for growth.
And that is how you're going to make the change. And I
hope so.
You mentioning the person who is now within the alumni, I mean, just the fact that he not only finished the program, he went on and he went forward and thought, I actually want to be the change too. Just to see how much it has changed him and how much he also wants to give back is, I think, enough feedback to show that, yes, you are making an impact. You are making change, even in individual lives. But those individuals collectively can achieve a bigger impact. And that is what is beautiful about what the work you're doing and the impact you're having. So thank you so much, Antigoni, for the work you're, putting into Cyprus and across Europe, and, and for every individual who's coming through your programs. I really hope more young people will hear about it and will take the opportunity to, see what impact your programs can have on their life, and really take that opportunity.
I hope so too.
Thank you so much, Antigoni. It's been such a beautiful conversation. Yes, there are some non-encouraging areas that we really do need to work through collectively here in Cyprus, but programs like yours are making change, and that is encouraging.